Hey, what's up, Forum? It's Gorilla Hands, and yes, I am not using my little cartoon gorilla or another gorilla name as always because I am bummed, man. Okay, I've kind of forgot that E3 was today, the Xbox Microsoft conference. But I always keep a couple videos on my hard drive just in case. So I get into work today. I found out it's today. And it's like, okay, I can still do a video because I've got some backup videos on my hard drive. And just to real quick talk about the gameplay. This is the very first time I played Discovery ever when the first map pack First Strike launched. So you'll notice I'm falling off the ice bridge and stuff like that because I have no idea where I'm going. But no, yeah, I get in there, and I think for me, I live on the East Coast, so they were going to start the Microsoft conference at 12:30. I'm like, great, that's perfect time for lunch. I'll just take lunch during that time frame and eat lunch, listen to it while I'm working, and just take notes and keep track of everything. But I start listening to it. I see the Modern Warfare 3 thing they launched off with, and the Tomb Raider reboot, which was pretty awesome. I actually like what they showcased there. And then something popped up with work, and it shouldn't. Honestly, it shouldn't have popped up, but I mean, um, had to do it anyways, and it turned into a 5 minute effort into an hour-long effort, and I completely missed everything with it. So I was like, oh, this sucks. I get back, and I'm watching the tail end of the conference, and it's like Connect Season 2. And I don't know if you guys are interested in Connect, whatever. I've got one. I don't really use it all that often. I think I used it when I first bought it and haven't used it since. I think it's a cool idea, but the game library right now just isn't there for me to play it that often. But they were doing Connect Season 2 or something, Sports Season 2, so I wasn't all that interested. And then at the very end, I forgot his name. I guess he's the head honcho of Xbox 360, not the head honcho, but a big wig over there. He comes out and he's like, I'm going to showcase one more thing. It's a new game, or it's going to be a new trailer for Xbox. Okay, sweet. Okay, finally I'm going to get a little exclusive content. This is going to be awesome. Start watching it, you see like this pulse moving through what looks like a vein, and it hits a heart, and then it hits it a couple times, and then the heart starts beating, and then all of a sudden it pans back, and there's this cryogenic chamber, and it busts open, and out comes John Spartan. I'm thinking, sweet, okay, this is going to be a badass trailer. And he falls over onto Cortana. I think that's her name. It's the blue half-naked chick, and why in the world a computer system would be half-naked? I don't know. but she's like, John, are you here? And he's like, I'm here. I'm like, okay, sweet, this is gonna be awesome. Then my internet freezes. So yeah, didn't see the trailer. My friends told me it was badass, but I didn't see it, and I know it's gonna come up later. But it just sucks because it's like, okay, I'm gonna get a little bit. I'm gonna get a little bit of this conference, but no, it doesn't even work out. And then I come and I do a commentary, do it all, and then I found out that it didn't use my headset mic. It used the built-in mic, so it sounded like I was in a giant wind tunnel the first time I did the commentary. So I'm doing this for the second time. So this has been working out splendidly. But from what I understand, a couple of things that I missed, they introduced Star Wars Kinects. Is that right? Yeah, whatever, the Kinetic or whatever. They introduced that, and I saw the trailer, and it looks like it's done in the same visual style as the Cartoon Network TV show, the CG show that they do, and that could be a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the Kinect, but that could be a nice little system that would be fun to play. I also heard they're redoing Halo Combat Evolved. I was a huge fan of that game, and I think they're adding HD visuals. I didn't see the details about it, but I'll look into it. And what was the other thing that they covered in there as well? Oh, they added Minecraft, I believe. I heard they're adding Minecraft in there, and that's a fun game. It's kind of a niche game. Some people have no idea what the point. They'll look at people playing it and can't understand it, and other people will jump on and just get addicted. I really enjoyed playing it as I fall off the mountain. I really enjoyed playing it the first time when I first got it, but I got a little bored of it. But it's a fun game. I'm sure a lot of people will like it on the Xbox. But I did get a chance to see some of the gameplay, so I will talk about what I did see. It started off with the Modern Warfare 3, what looked like it was going to be a trailer, and Robert Bowling was on the Xbox stage, and then he hits pause, so it's not a trailer, it's actually gameplay. It's a demo of the Hunter Killer, I believe is the name of the level, and it starts off with these guys in scuba equipment, and they're burning through the gate. Same scene from the single-player trailer, and they come through, and they're in that a flooded tunnel, and I think we said it was a Lincoln Tunnel, but we got that wrong. It's a Brooklyn Tunnel, or I forgot the name of it, but they're going through the tunnel, and there's a huge gaping wall in the side of it, or a hole in the side of it, and they break through the wall, and they're in the Hudson River, and you can see a bunch of subs floating around and mines. And there's two things I noticed right out the bat. First is the particle effects. You can see a lot of debris in the water. It's the same particle effects that you might have noticed around the Hind in front of the New York Stock Exchange, which I think is great. It adds a lot of atmosphere and just creates a better feel, a more realistic feel, which is one of the things they said they were kind of adding in terms of visuals to the engine. So I noticed that. And the next thing I noticed was you're using one of those propeller things to get you through the water as I fall over that thing again, and it has a baby monitor on it, or a heart monitor. They call it sonar, but it was a heart monitor, it looked like, and you can see all your teammates on there, and you can see the locations of mines. And if anyone has ever seen Austin Powers, there's a scene from the first movie and the second movie where there's like a satellite falling from the sky, and everybody makes a joke about it being some obscene object. It's a pretty funny scene. And the exact same thing happens in this trailer. The giant Russian sub comes over, and you can see it on your monitor, and it's this giant red shaft coming onto the screen. And I was laughing, of course. I find juvenile things funny, but I thought it was a pretty funny scene. It reminded me exactly from the same scenes from the Austin Powers movies. But yeah, you ended up taking out the propellers of the sub, breaching it, going into the sub, and it felt kind of like the final scenes from Black Ops, or the final mission. I forgot the name of the final, or one of the final missions in Call of Duty 4, when you have to go in there, and I think you're trying to stop a nuclear strike or something, but very close quarters combat. And then you also have a breaching mission, and it's exactly the same as the breaching mission from Modern Warfare 2, which I actually wasn't too crazy about how they did it, because it looked exactly the same. You do a little bit different things to breach the door, but once you get in there, there's one guy charging you with a knife and a bunch of people moving slowly. It was exactly the same. That was the only thing I was disappointed with in terms of the trailer. You breach it, you've got what looks like a revamped military grade AA-12. That was pretty badass. You go in there and clear out the room. I don't know what they were trying to do. I wasn't really listening. I think they were launching a missile or sabotaging the sub, but they do that. Get out of the sub, get in one of those rigid inflatable boats, and you see the scene where they're moving through the water, trying to avoid all the missiles and explosions, and that was awesome. That was a really huge scene on a grand scale, and I liked what they did with that. I mean, everywhere you can see there's destroyers, naval ships, sunken subs, sunken U.S. ships all in the water, and it was all, I keep saying awesome, but it really was badass. And you end up getting on a Chinook and flying out of there, and that was the end of the demo. So I liked it. It was pretty cool. And I think they're going to be doing a more in-depth discussion of Modern Warfare 3 tomorrow at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, so 9:30 for me. So I'll be watching that as well. And I think there's a couple more conferences today too, like EA is doing a conference, so I get a chance to look at Battlefield 3, hopefully some multiplayer, and Sony's doing one later tonight. So I still have some stuff to cover. The other thing that they showcased there was the reboot of the or what I saw was the reboot of the Tomb Raider saga, and I was a big fan of it back on PlayStation. I haven't played a whole lot of it since then, but I was a huge fan of it there, and I liked the idea they had for the series, for the reboot. She's not this suave, calm, cool, almost like James Bond-esque character that she once was, in which she always knew a solution to everything, and nothing fazed her, and it seems like she wouldn't even get cut or hurt. Everything always worked out in her favor. But here, this is before she's gained all of her experience and her knowledge. I think she's 21, so this is her very first adventure, and you can tell like she's battered and bruised, and she doesn't really know what she's doing. I mean, I think the very first scene she falls and gets a bone shoved through her body, and it's just it's different, and I like the style. I like the direction they're going with this. From what I saw, the level looked like it looked kind of like the Temple of Doom from Indiana Jones, and I liked it. The only thing that I was kind of concerned about, I didn't see the entire trailer, so I didn't see all the gameplay mechanics, but there was a lot of quick time events, kind of like Resident Evil 4, and I don't mind if they're sprinkled in and they're done correctly in the game, but if that's kind of the core game mechanic, it might not be enjoyable, but I'll have to wait and see. This is the only thing I've seen from the game, so I'll have to wait and see what happens. But I'm looking forward to it. But if you guys want me to keep talking about E3, I don't have a problem doing it, because I'm going to be watching it and keeping track of it anyways. But let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to most from E3, and like always, take it easy.